Dirty fireworks.
Frieza!
Is Kakarot a Super Saiyan?
You have to be killed and by me!
Allow me to release the power resting deep inside you.
Goku, listen to me. This is the strongest and fiercest opponent you could ever face.
Kakarot, you finally show your face.
Kakarot! What is that form?
I am the Super Saiyan, Son Goku!
The last time we opened Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, Earth had just survived its greatest battle yet. The Saiyans came and shattered everything. Bonds, bodies, beliefs. Goku's entire world was flipped upside down. The team had the numbers, but it didn't matter. Only 3 walked away from the carnage. Gohan, Krillin, and Goku. Now, before the journey to Namek begins, we're given time to breathe. Time for something this game does surprisingly well. Quietness. The intermission sections give us side quests, little glimpses of the life between the wars, and here we step in Gohan's shoes once again. The first quest is small but beautiful moments shared with the Ox King and Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi, heart heavy, is struggling. Her 5-year-old son just came back from a giant battle. He's about to leave again to a new planet, and there's nothing she can do. Gohan notices something's wrong, and he doesn't fully understand it, but he asks his grandfather for some help. Together they gather ingredients that she had mentioned to him earlier. Gohan thinks it's just an errand, but in truth she was preparing his favorite meal. A quiet goodbye dressed up as a dinner. Yes, it's a fetch quest, but it's a nice little soft story for the Sun household that we don't really see much often. And here is where we see something great. Gohan, once scared to sleep alone in the wilderness, is now talking about his duty. He tells the Ox King and his mom that he has to go to Namek, that he owes it to his friends. In just 1 year, Piccolo didn't train a fighter. He helped shape the warrior that we know Gohan to be. The next quest is lighter, pure Dragon Ball nonsense in the best way, while catching Krillin being a gooner with...
Watch this, Lise. You can actually pinpoint the second when his heart rips in half. And now.
Master Roshi's magazines, Krillin tries to hide his shame by telling Gohan he was simply image training. The two try to practice this, and we're accidentally given a battle with Nappa, after Gohan mistakes him for both having bald heads. He's sparring against a memory. It's a really silly, fun quest, but it really works here. It helps kind of give an idea of how they learned how to image train while going to Namek. Still, I would really had hoped that they gave us that Ghost Raditz scene. Vegeta, now recovered in space, is stronger than ever thanks to the Zenkai boost he got from the battle on Earth. Kui tells him Frieza's already en route to Namek. He knows about the Dragon Balls and he wants immortality. Learned about them through the Scouter's transmissions. Here's the irony on this all. If Vegeta had just turned off the Scouter, the whole race for power might have never happened. But now it's too late. 3 teams, 1 goal, Vegeta, Frieza, and Earth's last hopes, Gohan and Krillin. When we land on Namek, we finally meet Frieza, and it's horrifying. His soldiers have already begun the massacre. Namekian bodies litter the ground, their sacred Dragon Balls stolen. Frieza doesn't see a people, he just sees a wish. Bulma prepares to return to Earth to get Goku, but before she can port the ship, 2 Frieza Force soldiers punch a hole through its hull. Gohan and Krillin rush to stop them, and Zarbon's Scouter catches the spike in power. And this is where the game quietly shows us something important here. Ki control is everything. It's not just a mechanic, it's survival. Earthlings don't have Frieza's strength, but they have the discipline to suppress their energy, and that alone is what keeps them alive throughout Namek. We shift perspectives. And in my surprise, game control of Vegeta. I was worried we'd have to wait until the Android Saga, but the game gives us Vegeta pretty early. We're given another destructible object just like the Red Ribbon Army bases on Earth, but the real moment here is when we fight Kui. Vegeta's learned to suppress and mask his power level just from fighting Goku and the Earthlings one time. When he flares his energy, the planet shudders, Scouters snap. Kui realizes too late that he never stood a chance. Vegeta mentions his Zenkai boost, Saiyan biology, pain turned into power, and in 2 moves, a very fast boss battle, Vegeta erases Kui.
You're not going anywhere! Dirty fireworks.
Sends a message to Zarbon, to Dodoria, and to Frieza. He's not the obedient lapdog anymore. We cut back to Gohan and Krillin. Flight and ki attacks are completely stripped away from us. You're grounded and you're forced to sneak around. I love that this game does this in these important scenes, making you go from feeling like a god to someone who is just an earthling. If you're stripped away from your strength, you just feel small. They find a cave to hide in, but it's too late. A dark energy floods the sky. A fleet of Frieza's men descend, and their leader is close. So powerful it makes the air thin. They have the Dragon Balls, and our heroes realize just how outmatched they really are. Goku finally learns what's happening. He rushes to Capsule Corp, and here's a perfect bit of symbolism. They're modifying the ship that brought him to Earth and to now carry him to Namek. From exile to savior, the Saiyan pod becomes the vessel of hope instead of the destruction that it was originally created waited for. Meanwhile, Gohan and Krillin find a group of Namekians being slaughtered by Frieza's men, elders, children, warriors, all torn apart just for standing in the way. One elder makes a last effort. He destroyed their scouters in a final act of defiance, and then Midoriya enters. He kills the elder and sets his sight on Dende. And Gohan? He snaps. In Dende, he sees a version of himself, the scared child Piccolo threw into the wilderness, powerless and terrified. Our young warrior flies in and punches Midoriya with everything he has. And then a fight plays out? It's strange, Kakarot sometimes picks odd moments to turn into battles, and this one barely gets any time in the manga and anime. I don't know how they choose them. Krillin and Gohan escape with Dende using the solar flare to blind Midoriya. It's a rare moment of cleverness in this chaos, and they disappear into the shadows. And Dende, he doesn't know it yet, but he'll be part of their lives forever.
Yes. Thank you for saving me.
So, what's your name?
I'm Dende.
Shift back to Vegeta again, and this time it's personal. Midoriya could become a problem if he teams up with someone else, so Vegeta cuts it off at the root. He intercepts him alone. Midoriya is cocky and overconfident, just like he was back in the Bardock DLC. He let Bardock live because he didn't want to check on his own work. He underestimates everybody. And now, he's prey. Vegeta casually tells him,
Don't you see? This is what happens when you get too cocky and slack off.
strange words from a self-proclaimed elite, the same man who once believed power was predetermined and that training will never let you get to the level of royalty. Goku left a mark in Piccolo, and it's shown here in Vegeta it's also been replanted, just further down in the soil. Midoriya begs for mercy and drops the truth. Frieza destroyed planet Vegeta, not an asteroid. Frieza feared the Saiyans, feared their rise, and feared what they could become, so he snuffed them out before they could even challenge him, and he spared Vegeta, just to keep him close as a pet, a project. But Vegeta, he's not looking for justice, he's not interested in legacy, he's just angry. Angry that he let himself be powerless, that he lived as a tool for Frieza and his men. From the beginning, Vegeta wanted freedom, and now he's close, so close to the Dragon Balls, so close to something that should have been his, the universe.
Frieza's terrified of the limitless potential of a Saiyan's power.
He kills Midoriya without blinking, but this wasn't for his people, this was for himself. The Saiyan's genetic plot buff, tying so well to the iconic quote, "That which does not kill us makes us stronger," fits too perfectly here. If there's one quality from that brand of philosophy the Saiyans embody, it's the will to power, the belief that a being's main drive is to exert their will onto others, which certainly fits in line with Vegeta's desire to defeat Frieza and become immortal in order to rule the universe. This includes a desire for cruelty, as it's a demonstration of power. And now for the first time in his life, Vegeta flies solo, no master, no Frieza, just plan. Steal the Dragon Balls. Take control of his fate. While Earth's warriors scramble for a way forward, the fallen arrive on King Kai's planet. Piccolo, Yamcha, Ten Shenhan, and Chaozu, all of them lost in the battle with Saiyans, but death in Dragon Ball is never the end, it's just a detour, a chance to become something greater. King Kai prepares them for training, supposedly the same Goku received, only harder, and from the other world they reach out to Goku. Goku's smiling, but the news that he has to share with them is very grim. There are more enemies now stronger than Vegeta, far more ruthless. If they thought Raditz or Nappa were dangerous, they're not ready for what's on Namek. Goku trains hard, 100 times Earth's gravity, bones screaming, muscle tearing, sweat pooling, but that's who he is, always climbing, always chasing the next ceiling. But even now, King Kai is nervous. He checks the universe for disturbances and finds something cold, something unnatural. Frieza. The very name shakes him. He warns Goku not to go near him, not now, not ever, because Frieza doesn't defeat opponents, he erases them. Meanwhile, back on Namek, Vegeta is smiling, and for the first time in his life, he's ahead. The scouters are gone, Frieza's forces are flying blind, and him? He has new tricks. Earth gave him more than bruises, it gave him tools. He can feel energy now, he can hide his own, and with that edge, he finds a Namekian village untouched by Frieza's men. We don't see the carnage that happens. Gohan and Krillin do fill the key signatures. All vanish in an instant. Entire lives erased by Vegeta's fury. Dende, scared, asks for help. Gohan and Krillin try to explain what's going on, that Vegeta once fought them and that he nearly destroyed everything. Dende tells him of someone who might help, Grand Elder Guru, the creator of the Namekian Dragon Balls and the guardian of a Dragon Ball that Frieza hasn't found yet. But Guru lives far from there.
even flying the journey will take some time. Krillin steps forward. He decides to go with Dende alone, trusting Gohan to stay behind and protect Bulma. See, Krillin has lost before. He's lost friends, battles, time after time, but he never loses his faith. The game keeps support characters on a bench a lot. Krillin's importance on Namek should have made him playable. Maybe it was a design limitation, maybe the devs didn't want to open that door. Still, it's a missed opportunity for someone who did a lot on this planet. Back with Vegeta, he moves with brutal precision. Zarbon's energy is nearby and Vegeta knows what's coming, so he hides the Dragon Ball, drops it into the ocean, far from the eyes of scavengers. Another tactical aspect that our Saiyan Prince has been taking up here, but he wants revenge. Targeting Zarbon and taking off. But Vegeta finds Zarbon alone and it's perfect. He just killed Doria, now he's clearing the board. The match begins and narratively this isn't about power, it's more about identity. Vegeta enters riding high on dominance, convinced his strength is the absolute among the Frieza Force. Zarbon, elegant and composed, plays it cool. In his own arrogance, Vegeta makes a fatal mistake. He lets Zarbon transform, not out of strategy but ego, and in that moment the fight changes.
After all that, you couldn't lay a finger on me! You've improved. I'll give you that much at least. But you don't seem to realize the mistake you've just made. You have awakened my true power. You've got quite a sense of humor. Go on, show me your power. You are going to regret this, Vegeta. Prepare to be amazed by my glorious transformation.
We don't get to battle the new form of Zarbon just yet. The gap is too wide, the screen flashes white, and Vegeta's taken off to the ship. But what he doesn't know, but the worst thing you can do to a Saiyan is let them live. Elsewhere, Krillin arrives at Guru's. He's given a Dragon Ball, but before he leaves, Guru places a hand on his shoulder, and it's more than just the power he unlocks, it's a sense of acknowledgement. For so long, Krillin's been standing beside Titans, overlooked, underrated, even by himself. But here in the quiet halls of a dying planet, a god sees him, not as a sidekick, but as a warrior, someone worth believing in. Echo this again, Krillin should have been playable. His growth deserves to be felt through the gameplay, not just through cutscenes, but even with that, this moment has a significant value for the fans of Krillin. Back with Gohan, he takes the radar and flies towards the village. Vegeta attacked. He just expected to retrieve the Dragon Ball, but what he found instead was one of the bleakest sights this game has ever shown. A village in ruin. Lifeless, silent Namekians, adults, elders, children, scattered like debris, and this is what Vegeta is, and this is what the Saiyans are. Vegeta wakes up on the ship the moment he's fully healed, and he breaks loose, makes a distraction, and steals the remaining Dragon Balls, flies out of Frieza's ship before anyone can stop him. Frieza's furious, commands Zarbon to follow, but underneath that rage is fear. He's starting to feel it now, the legend, the whisper among the Super Saiyan. It's close, closer than he thought, and he can feel it coming, and if he doesn't act soon, someone else is going to take the top of the pyramid.
It would be quite bothersome if I had to deal with a Super Saiyan. It seems it may be time to call the Ginyu Force.
Krillin, flying high off his new power, forgets to suppress his energy, and Vegeta picks it up, but so does Zarbon, picking up on Vegeta, and now the race is on. I've talked before about how Kakarot sometimes uses the gameplay to make you feel fear, with Gohan's early wilderness training. But I feel like they missed something here. Open world chase, something to make the moment feel desperate as it is. We've seen it happen before in previous games like the Shin Budokai series. Instead, the tension is mostly in the cutscene. Vegeta reaches Krillin first, demands a Dragon Ball, and Krillin has no choice but to comply. But right before he hands it over, Zarbon shows up, and now we finally get to fight the transformed state. And my god, this boss fight is annoying. I keep saying that when it comes, each villain keeps one-upping the one before. His attacks aren't just powerful, they're really disruptive. The shooting star arrow forces a constant dodge movement while he chases you down. If he grabs you, he suplexes you faster than you can say. It's not fun, but it's really fitting, right? He's not here to spar, he's here to dominate, he's here to kill you. He wants to get back to Frieza and tell him that he won. But that philosophy hits one more time. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Remember when I clung to life by a thread? I bet you regret healing me now, don't you? Something to keep in mind. We Saiyans grow stronger every time we're brought to the brink of death.
Vegeta doesn't hesitate and defeats this new Zarbon, takes the ball, and leaves.
believing now that he has all 7 in his possession. But Gohan found that one ball that was stashed and is already on his way back to Bulma's. They cross paths, and it's funny. The game skips the moment where Vegeta kicks Gohan in the stomach, likely because we just saw a field full of dead Namekians. A strange bit of censorship, but I understand. It's probably too much in one go. It returns to the cave after finding that the ball he had hidden is no longer there and the Earthlings have already moved. Krillin takes Gohan to Guru, and what follows is something almost sacred here. A conversation between power and potential. Guru senses something unique in Gohan, not just strength, but clarity and compassion, the will to fight for others and not just for himself. This is going to be something that helps grow Gohan, but also will cause his own downfall. Because of that heart, Guru unlocks his potential, and this change is immediate. Vegeta, sensing the surge, mistakes Gohan's power for Goku. He's assuming this power level is what Goku would have had post Zenkai boost after the battle on Earth. It's beyond what Vegeta would expect from a child. This kid is now stronger than Bardock, stronger than Goku during the 23rd tournament, stronger than the warriors who saved him not even a year ago. But before Gohan can act, Guru stops them. 5 power levels are entering Namek's atmosphere. The Ginyu Force have arrived. And now for the first time, Vegeta acts out of urgency, out of fear. He doesn't care about Frieza, he can avoid him, but the Ginyu Force, there's no dodging them. They'll kill everyone. He explains that the only way around this is to give him immortality. And this is where we find out that Purunga grants 3 wishes. If they work together, he can have his wish and the Earthlings can bring their friends back.
So they finally arrived.
They take off to go to the Dragon Ball's locations, but before they can even summon the dragon, it's too late. The Ginyu Force already have their location. It's also here where it dawned on me, even if they did get the Dragon Balls, they don't have the password to unlock them. Dende, Guru, or Nail, we failed to tell them that there's a password there. The fight starts here. We go with Guldo first. Gohan and Krillin take him on, while I still wish Krillin had a deeper moveset here. The boss mechanics are actually pretty fun to fight. Guldo attacks with tree spears that stagger unless dodged correctly, and has a time freeze ability that can trap you if you're careless, though the conditions for it seems to happen at random. We take him down, but this time Vegeta doesn't step in to finish him like the anime. The Earthlings do it alone. A strange change, but maybe a practical one. Next up is Recoome. Vegeta, Krillin, and Gohan take him on together. His fight move is more traditional, swaying ki blast, unpredictable movements. He's not clever, he's just relentless. I've never been a fan of fighting these guys in the Dragon Ball games, Recoome especially. Always felt like just filler. But Kakarot makes up for it with a really beautiful cutscenes here.
All right! That was a good warm-up. Now, let's see what you can really do.
Vegeta hits him with everything he has, and it doesn't even crack his confidence, just blows off his armor. We swap back to what Frieza's doing with Ginyu on the ship, and the Emperor is growing impatient. They can't summon the dragon, they need a password. They use the scouters to realize there's a very few amount of Namekians left, and Frieza heads off to where Guru was at. Meanwhile, something on the planet shifts. After a brutal gravity training, Goku's finally arrived on Namek, and the tone changes instantly. The battered survivors, Vegeta, Krillin, and Gohan are barely standing after Recoom's assault. Recoome charges up one final blast and Gohan once again is frozen. On Earth he was a child caught in war. Here he's a warrior outmatched by a beast. At the moment that all hope feels lost, someone jumps in front of him again. But not to sacrifice himself. He's here to save everything. Goku lands and in a flash everything is swapped around. He flicks this blast like it was nothing, like swatting a fly. He gives Gohan the senzu bean and tells everyone to stand back while he takes on Recoome. The fight ends with one of the most beautifully animated cutscenes so far.
All right, I think it's finally time to show you my best stuff. Recoome! Ultra Fighting! Get ready for it! Bomber!
Sorry. You were wide open, so I just went for it.
One elbow, one strike, Raccoon drops and a mountain behind him shatters to pieces. Something so powerful, but Goku's calm and gentle. Almost now everyone is watching Goku. Vegeta is staring in disbelief, and for the first time he wonders if the legend is real. Is this the Super Saiyan? Goku moves on to Burter and Jace. The fight lacks any special mechanics. Jace just throws a pressure ball when you're not locked on to him. It can be annoying, but that's about it. It would have been cool to see a purple comet cutscene. Burter goes down. Jace escapes to find Ginyu. Vegeta scoffs at Goku for letting him go and retracts his statement. Maybe he's not the Super Saiyan after all. He's too kind-hearted. Goku doesn't even understand what he's talking about. Vegeta still believes Frieza's too strong and he already has his wish, but Krillin notes the sky hasn't turned dark like the Dragon Balls on Earth, so it's probably not happening yet. Goku and Vegeta head to go to Frieza, but before they can even get to him, Ginyu and Jace return. And Vegeta sees his chance again. He bolts and abandons Goku. He never cared about this fight. He's only here to get his Dragon Balls. He's here about the strategy. He's using whatever one-up he can get. Goku takes on Ginyu and Jace alone. Again, the battle is lackluster, I guess. Ginyu doesn't have any special mechanics. And Jace just throws Crusher Balls when you're not locked on. It's just annoying. Ginyu senses Goku's strength and thinks he is a Super Saiyan, but when Goku offers mercy, that illusion breaks. This isn't a monster from the legends that they had told. This is just a man, and that's when Ginyu swaps bodies. The tale of the Super Saiyan was shared among battle-hardened Saiyans, thinking to be a Super Saiyan, you have to be just in that realm. Compassion was a weakness to them. To be kind-hearted, you were thrown off to the side. It makes sense why the legend would be for warriors. Also makes sense why none of them ever achieved it. We're not talking about that S-cell nonsense here. Let's throw that idea out the window. Elsewhere, Guru sends Denny to the Earthlings with the password to Karunga. On the way, he flies past Frieza. Frieza lets him live. It's a mistake he'll regret and something that continuously happens to him throughout this arc. Mistakes coming back to bite him. Back at Guru's, Nail prepares to stall Frieza. The Earthlings reach the Dragon Balls, but Ginyu in Goku's body arrives first. Krillin and Gohan believe that Goku used the power of friendship again to befriend Jace, took out Ginyu. But then the real Goku appears in Ginyu's body, and everything clicks. It would have been cool here to play as Ginyu, Goku, floating across the sea, barely any energy and holding up and coughing while making little comments, but whatever. But the body swap fiasco happens here. Vegeta rejoins them, kills Jace with a single beam, and his power had shot up again from that last fight. He was barely able to handle Raccoon, and here he's handling Jace with no problem. Ginyu ends up in a frog, and the Ginyu force is now done. Or are they? Goku never killed any of them, right? Vegeta never had a cutscene where he jumped in and killed anyone. Oh, we thought that Raccoon and Burter were just knocked out. Did Goku actually kill them here? I guess maybe a side quest will tell us in the future. Goku in his body again is too injured to get up and fight, so he's placed in a healing pod, and the others prepare for what comes next. This whole arc has been a riot. A masterclass in pacing and tension and quiet reflection throughout the whole idea. I thought CC2 showed care in the Saiyan saga, but here on Namek, it feels so much different. It's more reverent, more cinematic. I think the Raccoon cutscenes have probably been the best animated I have seen so far. Though there are things I would have done differently, but for once this DBZ game isn't trying to rush us through the sagas we've all memorized. Multiple storylines are going on here too, and I can't wait to see how they all come to an end. Yes, I've seen Dragon Ball many times, but the game has a different way of showcasing these stories. Next time, we enter the final phase, the Frieza arc of this. Thank you guys for coming in and listening to me yap. I appreciate all the feedback I've been getting from the videos. I understand the release time is a little shaky, but I work a full-time job, and I do this for fun. I'll see you all next time. Peace.